What's up, man?
I had to do some jamming for Ozzy.
That's cool.
That's going to be one of your verse riffs.
Right on.
And I'm the asshole that makes you redo that every week. And I've been meaning to tell you why. Because that looks awesome on the podcast.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for the short, so
I
haven't figured out a way to save yours.
Okay.
I don't think there is a way, so I have
talking about the background?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not doing it to be a dick. I love it. And I'll tell you why. Like, at the end of the show, when the screen would go black,
yeah.
Now your background, or our background, the one that you put on
Our background.
is, that's what they see while they listen to your sin now.
That's cool.
Badass.
That is badass.
You can sing over any of that, but that those together is going to be one song.
Just so you know,
we've
been recording for about 2.5 minutes.
Oh, there you go, world. There's some new music that we've promised you for a while. I really do play my guitar.
Hello, everyone.
Here, we'll send you off with some... There. Did you ever hear back from Rick?
I did not.
Oh.
We talked to Rick, boys and girls. Rick is the bass player that completed the Nemesis lineup. He did a random text yesterday. Hi, Rick. Said he's been loving the show, and he's down to help us put some of our original music back, recording it, get it back down recorded so we can stick it on all the platforms that music's allowed to be on now that wasn't available to us back in 1993 to whenever we were done. So that's kind of cool. So we pitched the option that he could come on today, but unfortunately he had to do a meeting or something, go to work, and he wasn't sure if he'd get off. So
he did tell us he was going to come on. We're going to make it happen, and he's offered up his services of any kind, however he can be of help, which is in true Rick fashion. That's one of the reasons that we love him.
Yeah.
Our commitment right now is definitely to re-record the 2 songs that you hear every week at the beginning and the end of the show. So.
Absolutely. If and probably about 4 more that I feel as the vocalist and lyricist of those songs that are still relevant today, which is maybe a little bit self-serving, but you know, they're good songs. They've stood the test of time lyrically for sure. Music is music, and the beat behind them all is just driving and amazing because Mike and Scott and Rick, created some badass music to support my vulnerable lyrics and all that kind of fun stuff. So, it's going to be fun. And now that we got him kind of back in the game, because it was touch and go for a while there, because, we didn't know.
Well, the one thing that I'll say is until I went back and listened to those songs as a listener and not a player,
right?
I didn't realize a lot of the cool shit that Rick did because I was concentrating on what I was doing,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mostly listen to you and Scott for cues, within the song. If I ever forgot where I was at or how many times something had went around, there was always little cues there. But
sure,
he played a lot of harmony that I didn't realize, like in Vision. Instead of playing the same notes I was playing, he would play like a third or a fifth, to build a chord instead of just playing in unison is what they would call it if you're playing the same note, Right
on.
Yeah, he was a talented individual for sure. And at his audition, after it was all said and done, when we were hemming and hawing about it, that I remember hearing Carrie from the other room saying, "That is the best you guys have ever sounded as a band." We didn't even see her. All we heard, we just heard her.
Yeah.
She's like, "That is literally the best you have ever sounded ever."
Yeah.
And that was
So,
it.
there you go. And Carrie was there the entire time because we rehearsed in Scott's living room for the most part. So she heard every single practice. She heard every single song.
Saw every single performance.
Right. And I mean, heard every single discussion. I don't call them arguments. Heard, you know, I remember I wrote a song called "I Don't Know Why," which is about my encounter with Roger Klein from back then, the Refreshments, and now the Peacemakers. That there was disturbance in his band at the time, the Refreshments, and I sided with the drummer. But he and I had a little conflict during a show and whatnot, and he doesn't even remember it, which, you know, whatever. I wrote a song about it, so that's why I remember it.
I'm sure he remembered it at the time.
Yeah. So I there was a lyric that I would say over and over towards just the GM part. It says, I don't fucking remember now, but Carrie, I remember Carrie chiming or Scott chiming in saying, "You're singing that way too much," and Carrie's like, "Shut up." Like, just let him be.
Yeah, because she had a good ear for what. I guess she just had a good ear for music. There's no other way to put it. You know, she knew what was cool and what people would latch onto and what they wouldn't. I remember that moment. As a matter of fact. I think bring it back.
Right, and I think I was singing. Will you ever be? Are you gonna ever be?
But it was totally necessary for the context of the
dynamic.
Song. Yes.
Right. It was
dynamic's a better word.
Yeah, yes. But it was. I used to refer to our songs as roller coaster rides because.
Do you remember that beat? Not to interrupt you, but do you remember that beat underneath that? It was just fucking pounding, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole thing was driving, man, because it was an angry song.
But that particular moment, I remember that moment in the song with the drums. He was slamming his bass drum and his toms constantly.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Will you ever be? Will you ever be? Will you ever be satisfied? Satisfied? Awesome. Are you ever gonna be? Ever gonna be? Ever?"
That's
gonna
the
be
direction
satisfied?
that band was headed, because those are the songs that we were writing after Free Man, Vision, Listen to Your Sin.
Yeah,
because that music was pretty much done when you came in.
Yeah,
those were the songs that the four of us were writing together for the first time. Intervention Divine. I don't know why.
Right. Vision. Vision was one of yours. I don't know why. Lost in the World.
Yep.
Fuck. Never Again. I don't remember if that was one of ours or not. There's
quite
a few.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that one too. That was a cool guitar part that I'm not sure I even remember.
Yeah, and I still have all the lyrics. So, I don't know. So we had a guest on, but I couldn't find him. He's from the UK, and I'm sure he's mourning the loss of the legendary Ozzy Osbourne today. Which, I mean,
we all are.
We all knew it was coming. And like it's
right.
I mean, you know, it's not like Ozzy lived a very healthy lifestyle.
Pretty much the polar opposite of that.
You know, but I was in a real estate class today, learning how to better position myself with people going through divorce, and I looked at my phone and it was weird because it was Neanderthal. Neanderthal's page came up. If you don't know Neanderthal, he was a disc jockey in Arizona for years. Paul Marshall, now he's in California, and he syndicates over 4 or 5 different stations. All his posts said "Sad day, Ozzy," and I knew. You knew, right? He could have just put Ozzy down, and I would have known, because it's ironic to me that everything's being posted Ozzy Osbourne, blah blah blah. But I mean, all you have to do is say Ozzy.
But I'll tell you what, it's just like when I got to stop saying that. I'm driving myself nuts. The next time I say "but I tell you what," smack me, like virtually.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
It was the same way when Eddie died to anybody that ever played a guitar, right?
Right.
I can imagine what the people who worship, not worship, but you know what I mean. Yeah. The people that worshiped Hendrix as a musician, right? We looked up to Eddie as an innovator, a guy who taught us about tone. You know, the playing was, granted, he was one of the best players in the world. You don't even need to talk about that. It's everything else that he did. You know, he always had a smile on his face. He loved playing. That was the key right there. I saw Van Halen 3 times, and all 3 times that man had a smile on his face from the time he hit the stage until the time he left.
Yeah.
You could tell he's just a big kid up there. He enjoyed every moment. And I always tried to remember that and emulate it, you know. We're having a good time here. This is fun. We chose to do this.
Yeah.
So with that said, I haven't been able to say anything, but excuse me, 3 weeks ago now, kid that I went to school with played in a band over in Peoria who was super well known. They were getting ready to open up for Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh, nice.
But they played a gig down in the Ozarks, and after the gig, I guess he was driving home, and he was the only one in the car, and I don't know what happened, but unfortunately lost his life. Monster bass player, better human being. He was just one of those guys that I spent a lot of time with Pete when we were mixing our first demo. You remember when I flew back here to hook up with Bob?
Yeah.
The guy that taught me how to play. Well, he was playing in a band with Pete at the time, so he was at the studio, and that was in our early 20s, so that was our partying days, and we did a lot of that. There was a bar behind it, and just had a lot of really good conversations about life and music, and just definitely want to give him a shout out, and that's a bummer. It sucks to lose not only a musician, but somebody that brought that much good into the music scene. He was one of those guys that not only played in the band, but he did what he could for the community of music to keep it going and thriving. And you should have seen the crowds they were drawing, man. It was outstanding.
And this was recent?
Yeah, within the last few weeks, unfortunately.
Wow. Was he who you talked about coming on the show?
No, that's my buddy Gary Romero. Okay. I would have gladly had Pete on the show. They were so busy. I was kind of waiting for the weather to turn, when they weren't in their busy season.
Yeah.
They're one of the most sought-after cover bands in this area, for sure.
Oh, wow. That's outstanding.
You don't open up for Theory of a Dead Man by accident.
No.
So they're going to pursue on. I went to school with their drummer, too, so shout out to Gary. Sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
Bummer. We all went to school together. We all started playing at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that it really hits you, man, to enjoy every day. Don't sweat the small stuff. As Chris says at the end, tomorrow's a better day. Just go to bed.
Yep.
Things will look up because you never know. I always make the joke, today could be the last day, and people think that's morbid. It's not. I enjoy living more than I've ever in my entire life. So when you hear me say things that sound like they're self-deprecating, it's just to remind me that life is fragile, man.
Well, it's everybody. It's kind of like, and we lost Malcolm Jamal. I say we. The world lost Malcolm Jamal. Oh my God, Malcolm
Jamal Warner.
Which I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, well, how do you accidentally drown? And my friend Steve chimed in. He's like, well, we think he hit his head. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because really, I that just baffled my mind when I read that accidental drowning. I'm like, I don't, and I wasn't saying it to be a dick, but it's kind of like, how do you accidentally die while you drown? And that's, that's one of the ways. And I didn't realize post Cosby, because I wasn't a big Cosby Show fan. I wasn't a big Malcolm Jamal Warner fan, because none of the stuff.
I watched it on the fringes, like most
exactly.
I've seen it. I know who he is.
Yeah, but some of the stuff that I saw posted about him once he passed, some of the videos he made and reels he made about his family and his outlook on life and what he was doing. He had a podcast that was kind of highlighting the different parts of the black community, because the world just shows us one part, right? It's like the world shows the same with all communities, right? They don't focus on them, the totality of them. They focus on these little pockets that they want to pick and choose from,
either good or bad. We're going to highlight the good, or we're going to highlight the bad.
So it was cool that he was bringing some awareness to all the different levels of the black community, as he called it, and he just seemed like a genuine human. I didn't, again, I didn't follow his career because I was never really a big Cosby Show fan.
Well, I would hope that that's something that we're doing here, is showing people that, there's another way or side to look at things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's so he had that impact. And some, like I said, some of my acquaintances on Facebook, basically drop some stuff, and it's like, he had a really solid impact, which is cool.
That's awesome. It's always nice to hear when somebody has success like that when they kind of, what we would consider, fade from the public spotlight, they continue to do good, because his checks just kept rolling in. When you're on a show that, I mean, unless he was completely stupid, he was set up for life. So he could have done whatever he wanted with his life, and it's cool that, like I said, we're trying to do here. At least he was trying to spread some kind of positivity and
Yep.
and that's really the wrong word. You just put it into a picture pretty well in that we want to make sure that people don't look at life as just a little tiny microcosm, you know?
Right.
Like you hear people say the black community. It's like, what is that? They're people, man.
Yeah.
Let's forget about that bullshit. We're all human beings.
Right, but that was the focus of his podcast because
that's awesome.
Right, because the lack of, right, we've talked about it, and a lot of the world has realized it, that journalism is no longer journalism, it's entertainment.
Correct.
And because it's entertainment, you're not really speaking truths anymore. You're making shit up that you rely on, the people that read it to call you out whether it's true or not. Because you just want somebody to click the headline, so then they
are no different than what we're doing right here. They're trying to get people to watch and entertain, or not entertain. They're trying to get people to watch and consume the message that they're putting out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're guilty of it too. We wouldn't be doing this if there's no other reason to do it than to try to be successful in getting your message out there, right?
Right, but I will say this. Our approach is different than most podcasts because we're doing it organically. We're not feeding people bullshit. We're feeding people the things that interest us.
The best of our knowledge at the time.
Right, exactly. And so, but that's the thing, right? Like we don't speculate anything for the most part. It's stuff you've listened to, read, or watched. Same with myself. And it's conversations that, right or wrong, it's conversations we have, and thankfully.
But one of the constructive, positive things that I've heard about us is how we keep things flowing, right? I've heard that multiple times.
I've heard that too, yeah.
So the reason that Chris and I are successful at doing that is because when we were writing songs together, we literally had to make decisions in seconds or minutes. Otherwise, you would never get anything done, right? Mm-hmm. So he just said it earlier. We didn't sit at practice and argue, I don't want you to do that there. You're doing that too long there. Right. It was more like, I don't think that really sounds that great for the song. And then everybody had to pause and say, does it or doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If if Scott and you and Rick automatically said, we think it sounds great, I'm like, well, okay. Just an idea?
Yeah.
I'm going to side with the majority, right?
Right.
You guys hear something that I don't, I'll come around to your side, I'm sure, or I'll keep arguing my point.
Yep.
But it wasn't an argument. It was a debate.
Absolutely.
About what's best for the song, right?
Right. Because that was the thing. We wanted to put our best foot forward in the product we were creating. We wanted to be able to play it night after night, day after day. And I don't personally, I never really grew tired of any of our stuff because...
I just thought about that the other day. It's funny you say that.
Right. Well,
Nor did I.
Because for me, lyrically, it was all personal, right? Whether you knew it or not, like you didn't realize I never dropped acid, but I still was able to write a song like Listen to Your Sin, which has the elements and the visualizations of that. But that's something I learned in college when I was going to journalism school. I wanted, to be a writer. So I had a teacher who was called descriptive writing, and he taught me how to paint those pictures with words, and that's how music worked for me and carried it through with all the different elements of...
Your lyrics were very visual after the music was set to it, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, for the listener, you knew what you were trying to convey from the get-go, but for the listener, if they just read those lyrics on a page, it would still mean something to them because they were great lyrics, right? They're going to take something out of it. But then you hear, like a song like Intervention Divine.
Yeah.
When you hear that message delivered with that music and that dynamic, holy shit. That song impressed me, and I'm the one that was there to write it, And
that was a poem. That was a poem, man. That was a poem. I was in...
That thing became a beast, though, dude.
Yeah, it did. It was, I actually, it wasn't plagiarism, but I was in a scene in one of my acting classes, and some of the lyric in that song I wrote based on that scene. I don't remember it now, but if I looked at the lyrics, I could pull it out. But it was the first time I ever had to do a scene with a partner, right? Because it was my first real acting pursuit, right? And it was, I don't even remember what it is now. I can see it in my head. I can see the lady in my head. She was probably 15 years older than me, really nice person, and rehearsed it and did some improvising shit because there was the instructor handed us these scenes, like, this is what you're going to do. So she didn't want us picking things that, whatever. Well, there was a part in the scene where we were supposed to kiss, and she wasn't comfortable with that. I was like, I'm fine. I don't give a shit, But the way we improvised that and just the way that scene was, it was cool because it taught me that part of life. You don't have to do exactly what is written down to have it be effective. As long as you're putting everything that you have into whatever you're doing, even that 15-minute scene was effective. And even the instructor, Bev, said that it was more effective because we didn't kiss, because the way that we had tweaked it to make it that much more of an awkward element. It just carried through really cool, which, that was a fucking squirrel tangent. We're here to talk about Ozzy. Let's talk about Ozzy, Mike.
No, that song was awesome.
So here's the thing. So Ozzy passed away today. This is July 22nd, and we record our shows on Tuesdays and Fridays. So by the time this comes out, he will have been passed for a couple weeks. But here's the thing, okay?
But there's people watching live on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. Hello, people watching live. So I'm gonna dive into Rolling Stone's top 20 essential Ozzy Osbourne songs, and I don't agree with them. I do not agree with these. Ozzy Osbourne's 20 essential songs.
I rarely agree with Rolling Stone. That's why.
I don't, and because they don't do it in here are 20, they don't say which is number 1 or which is number 20. So we're just gonna say number 1. I'm gonna go down. Black Sabbath from 1970. Which, to me, that introduced the world to Black Sabbath.
Oh, for sure.
So, and that changed the trajectory of heavy metal because heavy metal wasn't a thing back then. That created a new genre.
They invented heavy metal,
right.
For sure.
Right, that's where
they
it was
tried
born.
to be a blues band.
Right.
And no one was listening, so they turned their amps up so the people couldn't talk while they were playing. That's a true story.
Right. So it was the birth of heavy metal, and it has never. I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody to argue that. So I'll agree with that one, absolutely. Paranoid.
Oh yeah, every guitar player in the world learned Paranoid.
Right, and I'm doing this way. Number 3, Iron Man.
Oh yeah, you learned Iron Man before you learned Paranoid.
I remember the video on MTV with the
trippy background.
Right, the neon green. What do they call it? St. Christopher's Cross. It was upside down, spinning. Right.
Yep.
Right.
With the watercolor art going in the background.
Right. Oh my God. Black Sabbath, satanic. Hide your children.
They were marketing before Kiss was marketing.
Right. Changes from Black Sabbath song Changes, which the first time I heard Changes was actually at his No More Tours tour, which was recorded live for Live and Loud. That's the first time I ever heard Changes, believe it or not.
That's the first time I ever saw Ozzy is on that tour.
Oh yeah, that's the first time I saw him as well.
Nice.
Yeah, Mesa Amphitheater. 2,000 people.
Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, the amphitheater. I saw Pantera there twice, and they tore that place apart. What a great place to see a band like that, because it's nice and tight sound.
Well, and see what blew my mind now, looking back on it then, I did, we got tickets the day of the show, and it was general admission, and we worked our way up to probably 10 people from the stage. And you couldn't do that nowadays, day of the show, it's impossible. But the fact that if you look at that now, that where he played, it was the opening leg of the tour for No More Tears tour. But to play at the Mesa Amphitheater, this is a guy who...
That's a warm-up show for sure.
Right. It's like I sell out Dodger Stadium and
Madison Square Garden. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yep.
And I'm playing this little podunk place in Mesa, Arizona.
But we would have done the same thing.
Sure.
You always want to play your first show at an intimate venue. Make sure everything's going to work.
Yep.
What's next?
So I think so he probably did some kind of little club tour like that. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Yeah. Metallica covered that one.
Right on. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
Great riff.
Yeah.
That riff is like our Freeman riff. It's simple and effective.
Yeah. Yeah. So he told Planet Rock, Ozzy did, that I'm not the kind of guy. I'm a dyslexic fucking rock and roller, so I don't know. Is me saying, don't ask me questions. I don't know. Yep. You got to believe in someone. He sings over a crisp guitar riff, asking who is right, asking me who to follow. Don't ask me. I don't know.
That's such a great song.
And then what? Which a lot of people are going to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which a lot of people are going to say this launched his solo because it was his first solo hit, and
Crazy Train.
Yep, there you go. And you have to say it. And you know that song from the first riff, kind of like
No
know
question.
"Sweet Child of Mine," right? There's certain
What's
songs
that
you just,
instrument they use at the beginning of the song? That's how you know. It's
yeah,
all
I
drummers know what that is, but it's a percussion instrument, and if used right, it's effective. And he used it very effectively because that's what you hear first in Crazy Train.
Yeah, yeah. The video was cool too, black and white. You know,
Yeah.
he was heavily intoxicated, still kind of in not very healthy, but
Had his
you know.
eye makeup like raccoon eyes and the spiky hair.
Yep. That was
Oh yeah.
1980, man. He embraced the hair metal. Mr. Crowley is next.
Oh yeah. I just heard that today.
I did too. Why? When I came home from the office, I put on my Ultimate Ozzy.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah. See, and this I never liked this song, "Suicide Solution."
I love that song.
Yeah, I never liked it. It was just one of those songs I just don't like. You know.
It's an anti-suicide song.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what it's about. I just never gravitated towards that. You know, for whatever reason. I don't know why. Flying High Again.
Oh yeah.
Now,
What are you trying to say?
nothing, man. I will.
What are you
This
saying,
is this is my first Ozzy story, right? Okay, this is my introduction to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
My brother, his friend Brendan, myself, and this guy, his other friend named Pat. We were in my elementary school parking lot, and I think it was Brendan's, 1970 orange K5 Bronco Blazer, whatever, right? Orange, white top. They had Ozzy on the cassette, and Over the Mountain came on.
Oh,
And
another great riff.
That was the first time I ever took a hit off a joint.
Sweet.
So we basically smoked a joint while listening to Ozzy. I remember
No
going
better
back
way to hear Ozzy.
I remember going back home, and I felt like I was walking on the moon.
I remember when marijuana did that to me.
Right. Had to walk past the parent, and I don't remember what she said, but I acknowledged. My brother said I acknowledged.
She probably sounded like she was a mile away.
Right, and delayed response, and got our money, proceeded to go to 7-Eleven and munch it away. That's my first ever introduction to Ozzy Osbourne.
See, and when somebody thinks of somebody being high,
Yep.
if you see somebody high for the first time, second time, maybe even in their first year of smoking marijuana, and that is your impression of people getting high, I understand why you're confused, right?
Right.
Because the first time, you just described the first time perfectly. You feel like you're walking on the moon.
Yeah.
It's the greatest feeling ever.
It was a trip,
And you got to hear Ozzy at the same time.
Right.
So my introduction to Ozzy was
Yes.
I think he's still my mom and dad's mailman,
Okay.
Mr. Mark Brewer. We were jamming out tunes in his room one day. We were probably junior high school.
Okay.
And I think it was the fact that he didn't like the live album. I don't think it wasn't that he didn't like Ozzy, but it was the Randy Rhoads Ozzy Osbourne tribute album.
Yeah.
He just flipped it to me and he's like, here, man, maybe it was like meant to be, fate.
Yeah.
I had recently started playing guitar, and you never know why things happen, but he's like, here, I don't really care for this. I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh.
So I popped that in the cassette player, and holy shit, man, I got to hear Randy Rhoads and really listen to him for the first time. And in a live setting where people, like myself, are able to cut loose as a player. You don't always play the same solos when you're live as on the record.
Right.
A lot of times you don't even play the same rhythm. You throw little things in there, and he did a lot of that. And it gave me ideas of what to do in between the beats,
Yeah.
Music happens in between the beats. It's the silence that actually makes the music. People don't realize that. If you just kept playing straight through and there was no breaks, it wouldn't be music, right?
Yeah.
So Mozart taught us that it's the silence, it's the notes, it's the silence in between the notes that actually makes the music. It's how long you pause and where your breaks are, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of tribute, I lost my virginity to Ozzy Osbourne's tribute album.
That's awesome. That's a better story than mine. I think we were probably lighting our farts on fire in junior high or something like that.
So next one, which to me was it epitomized him at the time for me, because this song was so dark, but it was so so eerie and storytelling vibe that it hooked me. Like, because once I heard Over the Mountain, right? Then it's like, okay, I got to buy this. I got to buy the cassette, So
Sure.
I went and got it. Diary of a Madman.
Oh, what a fucking epic
Right?
song, dude.
Right?
Another Randy Rhoads. Beautiful.
Yep. This is funny too. Once while Rhodes was taking a classical guitar lesson, you're gonna like this. Osbourne ambled in and asked what he was playing. As he later told the magazine Revolver, Mozart, Rhodes said. Right, we're nicking it, Osbourne replied. We can't nick Mozart, Rhodes said. They worked on it. Bassist Bob Daisy wrote some lyrics reflecting a nervous breakdown he had at 16, and Osbourne channeled the words into a munch-like scream. By the time Randy had finished messing around with it, there was hardly any Mozart left.
That would be me. How can I wreck this?
But that's the thing. So you said that's why I thought that was a good thing to read, because
that's a great story.
You referenced Mozart.
Yeah, that was a great story, man. Randy was a huge lover of classical, and anybody who is a lover of music is, and anybody who is a player that doesn't study or at least appreciate classical music, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Well, classical music is awesome. I had it on Monday at the office. It was just me and Christy. She helps Nick run the whole thing. And it was just her and I, so I put on, she can't hear, she's got hearing aids, so I usually put on like Alter Bridge Station or something rocky when it's just me. But I actually put on Mozart's station, and it's amazing how,
as a musician, the appreciation you have for it when you hear it is just mind blowing.
Yeah, because if you ever just sit down and listen to classical music, like just turn the world off, you'll be amazed at the sounds they can create.
Yes,
with such a massive, amount of musicians in the orchestra, and just it fills the space like you wouldn't believe. And
so that's what it does for me, dude. As a musician, it makes me realize how simplistic and as cool as what I think I do. When I hear that music, I'm like, whoa, we're super simple here. If we go to 6/8 time, people freak out, or 3/4 or something,
Right.
They're playing in multiple time signatures within the same measure sometimes.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you said, the fullness of the sound and what they can create with the percussion and all the way down to the chimes and the triangle and, just outstanding.
Yep. Well, I mean, look what Metallica did with Michael Kamen.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah. I mean,
the second one is good too, but that first one, like you said on the last show, it shocked the world. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Metallica is powerful.
Yeah, when you hear Metallica in an elevator, it's a little ridiculous. but it shows you that the ability of that's there because of how they didn't. And again, we talked about it last show. They didn't realize how they were writing. They just thought it sounded cool, which I think a lot of musicians don't have that. I can't read music, so I play by ear.
I couldn't tell you what we're doing.
Sound. Right. It's what feels good. It what feels right. It sounds good, and it's filling the space. And so next one, Bark at the Moon.
Oh, one of the hardest songs to play on guitar ever.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Jake was the master. Jake got screwed because he came in after Randy Rhoads, and those are huge shoes to fill.
Sure.
But I challenge anyone to come on here and tell me that Jake E. Lee was not one of the greatest guitar players Ozzy ever had, because his rhythm work was so unique. It was hard to put your finger on how he played, because he did things that was just, I did the same thing.
Right.
However he learned to play was out of the ordinary, right? The way I learned to play was out of the ordinary, because I was by myself a lot. I think he was by himself a lot too. You learn to fill in spaces that people who just grow up playing organized, structured music, or they start off playing in a band right away, they don't do those things because they're used to just holding down the rhythm or whatever.
Right.
Bark at the Moon is moving. Number one, the tempo is way up there.
Yeah.
And it's a constant pedal tone on the A string, like alternate picking all the time.
Oh,
and
wow.
then you're playing this huge full chord underneath it at the same time.
Wow.
Like he's stabbing at the beats underneath it.
Okay.
But he's always keeping that A string going all the time.
Interesting. Right on. So then we got Shot in the Dark.
Ultimate Sin album.
Ultimate Sin, right? Which he hated. I remember.
You know why?
No.
Because he wasn't. I just read that he wasn't involved in almost zero of that. Bob Daisley and Jakey Lee wrote that whole album because Ozzy was in rehab. He came in and most of the music was done. I love that album, but I understand why he doesn't like it because I think he was forced into. Here's what we have, and we need to get it out because you got to get out on the road. You know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a position to be the guy who could say, I'm going to take another year and rewrite this the way I would like it.
Well, and he wrote in the liner notes that I laugh so much every time I see the video for the song Shot in the Dark. I look like a tattooed truck driver in a sequin dress.
That one was ridiculous. The videos were definitely 80s cheesy.
Oh, but Ultimate Sin is that's one of the albums I've listened to. Like I listened to it when I was doing yard work the other day because I
love the album, man.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jakey Lee fan. His work in Badlands is another one people should go check out. It's hard to find now, but he was a monster player that just didn't get the credit he deserved because he was in the shadows of Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. This is a really good song too, and it's a duet. Close My Eyes Forever with
I just
Lita
heard
Ford.
that too today. Do you know that was an accident that song was ever done? They were both recording in the same studios. Just they had like a studio A, studio B. They got all fucked up one night and went in the studio together and hammered that song out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I think that was Ozzy's only #1 single.
We'll look that up when we're done. So Lita Ford's first concert was seeing Black Sabbath at age 13 and 71. I'm reading the notes on this. Nearly 2 decades later, after she established herself with the Runaways and as a solo artist, she found herself jamming and getting drunk with Sabbath's lead singer and his wife at her new house. There was a little side room with a guitar and a keyboard, and we started messing around, singing, playing, and we wrote Close My Eyes Forever. She once recalled, the song features Ford's spidery guitar playing, and the two artists share vocals about contemplating love and eternity. Next thing I know, the sun was coming up, she recalled. I looked at him, and I went, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Sharon had been waiting all night.
Oh, shit.
But then we had this hit song. It peaked #8 on Billboard's pop chart. Close My Eyes Forever.
Okay.
So you're close. And then
maybe it was his only top 10 single.
Maybe, because I don't know. We're going to, because I could have swore Patient #9 debuted at #1, but maybe that was the album. This is the cool thing about Ozzy. If you followed his career, like Black Sabbath, right? They hit the scene and boom, world changed, right? Crazy Train hit the scene, boom, world changed, right? And then this song, Mama, I'm Coming Home, boom, world changed. It's like he reestablished himself as a true rock and roll legend because
he had to keep reinventing himself because he almost became a parody of himself.
Right? Especially in the 80s.
That's it right there. The 80s and the early 90s, he really had to keep struggling to reinvent himself. And I agree with you, man. It's fascinating the way he did it.
Yeah. And then, so this part of it, he talks, he wrote it. This song actually is the one and only time that one of his solo tunes entered the top 40. He wrote it with Zakk Wylde and Lemmy. Everyone thinks it's about my mother Osbourne, so Planet Rock, but it's not. I call my wife Sharon Mama. I had the idea for this, and Lemmy wrote the lyrics in about 3 hours. The song became a mainstay on MTV and helped Osbourne win over an entirely new audience, which we just said. Remained part of his live shows. I mean, he played it his last show ever. He played it, and I didn't realize that his mama was Sharon.
I did.
So that's cool. Another.
I figured it out watching the Osbournes because you hear him call her that all the time. I thought it was about his mother too till I started watching the Osbournes, and I'm like, he calls Sharon Mama.
I didn't think about that. No. Next one, I Don't Want to Change the World.
Oh, what a great song.
Yeah. Lemmy wrote the lyrics. And see this. I mean, here's the power of Ozzy. Tell me I'm a sinner. I got news for you. I spoke to God this morning, and He don't like you.
It's such a great lyric. That's so Lemmy too.
Yeah. Yep. But that's just, and then of course the mainstay of that album, No More Tears.
Yep.
That video was great too.
Yes,
great
it was.
Video.
That was a band that was a force to be reckoned with, man. I saw him twice with Zach, and I think Newstead was playing bass one time, and Rob. Actually, I did. I saw him with both Metallica bass players. I saw him with Newstead once, and I saw him with Rob Trujillo once.
Oh wow!
And Tommy Aldridge was playing drums for most of it. I mean, you just couldn't find a better band.
Yeah, gotcha. Next one, I Just Want You. Another.
Oh yeah, you can feel the emotion in that song.
From Osmosis. I don't ask much. I just want you. Dreamer. 2001 released it. Dreamer.
That's a good one.
And people say Dreamer's like Ozzy's is like Ozzy's Imagine from John Lennon.
I can see that.
Osbourne said he takes that as a compliment.
I would too.
It's got the gentle piano line, George Martin-esque orchestrations. It's where he lived out his fantasies of becoming his, part of his favorite band, which was the Beatles.
It's a great melody.
I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Just like the Beatles song. It's cool. It's a good song for sure.
It is a great song.
And see, this is why I don't necessarily agree with this, because now it's Patient Number 9. Good song. Really good song.
That's
right.
Yeah.
But there's another track on Patient Number 9. Oh fuck, I can't think of the name now, but the lyric is it's just one of those days where I don't believe in Jesus. So if you just hear that line, you think, oh, he's fucking slamming God again, but he's not. It's just the lyric. It's just the song is about you have a shitty day, and today's just one of those days. I just don't believe in Jesus. When you see 75 kids drown in a massive flood in Texas, like, it's hard to have faith if you're a Christian, because where are you, God? You're letting 75 children ages 7 to 11 die in a flood, right? So that's like when the one song I think, what is it, Window of Hell, whatever, that one song I wrote about the guy.
That was another one we wrote together.
Yeah,
that thing wrote itself.
Yeah, but the dude took his daughter to the desert, and to burn her under the preclude of you're going to go see Santa Claus. That's those elements where.
But that song could have been taken out of context very easily.
Sure. But again, where I'm going with that's one of those contexts where you have to read the lyric to understand as best you can what the lyricist is portraying. So I'm gonna look up the fucking lyrics of that song because it's driving me nuts now.
Well, I'm thinking if you don't understand what the song's about and you have a bad interpretation of it, don't listen to that song anymore. Don't chastise the songwriter and make your own opinion as to what songs are about negatively.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. Just don't listen to it,
Yeah.
Because you probably don't know what the song's about anyway.
Right. It's called One of Those Days, and Eric Clapton played on it. And then Patient Number 9, Patient Number 9 had Jeff Beck on it, and then Jeff Beck, he passed away, right, shortly after that album was released.
It is a great song.
Yeah, yeah. But the two that stand out on it. Go ahead.
I like his Post Malone song on there too.
Which one was that?
I don't know. Do you got the tracks up there?
Yeah, Jeff, Mike, Eric, Zach.
I just heard it.
Dark Side Blues, maybe?
No. Oh, maybe it's not on that album. Maybe it's on.
I don't think it's on this
Maybe
album.
that was just a single.
Okay. Yeah, but One of Those Days and Patient Number 9 are the two songs I like on that. Now
Take
going
What
back
You Want.
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne catalog.
That was from 2019.
Okay, gotcha.
That's a great song.
So I want to open up his songs because there's so many songs missed. I mean, that's the problem with Ozzy, dude. He has so many good songs, man.
Yeah, not very many of them are bad.
No. So Ultimate Sin.
Thank God for the Bombs, one of my favorite songs on that one.
Oh.
I just heard that today too. Thank God for the Bombs.
Right.
Man.
That's what people. I don't think a lot of people realize that. I mean, I'm making a broad statement there, but Ozzy was very in tune with what was going on around him in the world. Thank God for the Bomb is an anti-nuclear weapon song, but it's also
the wall had just come down when he wrote that.
Right, but it's also, he's basically saying, like, thank God for the bomb, because if we didn't have the threat of using the bomb, all chaos could ensue in the world.
Correct.
So that was the thing. Yeah, so the ultimate saying, thank God for the bomb. Killer Giants, great song.
Oh, there's another.
Right?
There's another track that nobody ever talks about that's a killer Ozzy song. No pun intended. Killer
No, it
Giants.
is, though. It is, though. Lightning striking, shot in the dark, fool for you, just, okay. That's ultimate sin. So right there, there's more often than not good songs.
There's no filler on that album.
No. Bark at the Moon. We're at Bark at the Moon now. Bark at the Moon. You're No Different Than Me.
That's a great song.
Right? Rock and Roll Rebel.
Another great song.
Waiting for Darkness.
I'm waiting for darkness.
Right? That was an EP, dude. That's 8 songs. The other one's on there. Now You See It. Now You Don't. Center of Eternity and Slow Down. But you have 5 of the 8 songs. You can just,
killer.
Yeah. No Rest for the Wicked, Miracle Man, Crazy Babies, Demon Alcohol, Devil's Daughter, breaking all the rules. Fire in the Sky. Holy shit, I love Fire in the Sky, dude.
Another great slow dynamic build up. Oh yeah.
Oh, just a great album, Fire in the Sky, man. A great song.
Now your castles are burning.
just and then we have Diary of a Madman, which Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, Believer. Little Dolls, I wasn't into that. Tonight wasn't into that.
I like that song.
Yeah, Diary of a Madman. But again, as an EP, 8 tracks, and you have at least 6 of those tracks held up.
Those were considered full-length albums back then, though.
Right. Then No More Tears, Mr. Tinker Train, great song.
Oh, yeah.
Desire, great song. Hellraiser, I Don't Want to Rule the World, No More Tears.
Lemmy wrote Hellraiser, too.
Tommy, Time After Time. See, this is why I'm saying those 20. Time After Time, great song. Mama, I'm Coming Home, great song. Sin.
There was no filler on No More Tears.
No. Zombie
Every
Stomp.
song was like,
yep.
Oh, that's a great riff.
Right? Just, yeah.
Do the zombie stomp. Who gets away with that other than Ozzy?
Nobody. Blizzard of Oz, you have, I Don't Know, great song. Crazy Train, great song. Goodbye to Romance, I love
that song.
See, and I don't. That's a weird thing. I mean, from a music standpoint, I see what you do because Randy's on it and his guitar sounds fantastic. But
I like that melody.
I just never felt it. So those are 2 songs on the album. I've never really liked.
What's
Suicide
the other one?
Solution. Suicide Solution. But Steal Away the Night, Mr. Crowley, Revelation. I just fucking.
Did you talk to the dead?
Yep.
Mr. Crowley, I love that song.
Osmosis. And if you don't know what Mr. Crowley's about, boys and girls, just Google Mr. Crowley, the original Mr. Crowley. And
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, it's interesting. Osmosis, again, just Perry Mason. Only Ozzy could get away with that, right? I Just Want You.
Great one.
Ghost Behind. Thunder Underground. See
you
You on the Other Side.
Up, listen to that.
Right? See You on the Other Side. Tomorrow, Denial. My Little Man, See You on the Other Side, man. Old LA Tonight. Just another great album, man. Just another great album.
He knew how to make a good album. He knew how to put a great band together.
Yeah. And we already talked about Patient Number 9. Yeah, there's so many other songs that could be in that top 20.
I mean, the man was he was 25% of inventing heavy metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. When without his voice, I don't think you created heavy metal. I don't think
he had one of the most unique voices ever in the history of the world.
Yeah, I don't, and just from other Sabbath singers, I don't think if you put Ronnie James Dio as the original lineup for Black Sabbath, it doesn't break through like it did with Ozzy, because it is. His voice. You can't mistake his voice, and his name. Like, you don't have to say Ozzy Osbourne. It's just Ozzy. You say Ozzy, everybody knows.
I'll tell you how powerful it is. One of my friends that just isn't a huge fan of heavy metal is a huge Ozzy fan. Like,
right.
Hit her super hard, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's how unique his voice was it really spoke to people who would generally not listen to that kind of music because it was so unique.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to say that he really wasn't a singer, but he was in an odd way because it was pleasing to the ear in the weirdest way possible.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, he shouldn't have been a singer. He
No.
didn't have a huge range.
No.
But it was you just hit the nail on the head, man. It was the uniqueness of his voice that just drew people in.
Yeah.
And he was such a lovable character once you got past the fact that he wasn't trying to woo everyone into Satan.
Right. That was such... Yeah.
Well, those people were fucking stupid.
Yeah. And then he released an album in 2010 called Scream that I there's nothing on there that I recognize, so obviously I didn't gravitate
That's a
towards
great
that
album.
at all.
I think that was Gus G on guitar, if I remember right.
Gotcha.
What are the songs on that album?
Oh, I gotta go back to it. Where'd it go?
You've heard Scream because it was in the movie.
Oh yeah, I've heard Scream for sure. Recorded in his home studio in L.A. It doesn't say. Oh, Kevin, produced by him and Kevin Kunko. It doesn't say who the guitarist is on it. Oh, here we go. Drop down menu. Gus G. Yep, you're right. Gus G.
I know my Ozzy guitar players.
Yep. Let's see.
That was not one of his better picks, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah, Black Rain, 2007.
That's a great album, too.
Not Going Away. I Don't Want a Black Rain, 11 Silver. Here for You, The Almighty, Lay Your World. Trapdoor. I haven't listened. I've never heard that one. I'll have to listen to it.
I don't think I just put a bunch of them on my phone maybe 6 months ago, and the last two that you mentioned, I had never heard either.
Yeah, Ordinary Man.
I've heard that.
I've heard
That's
song
the
Ordinary
one
Man.
that Post Malone's on, Ordinary
Okay.
Man.
Okay. No Rest for the Wicked.
Of course.
Yeah, Miracle Man, Crazy Baby is Bloodbath. Devil's
Miracle
Daughter.
Man.
Yeah, Demon Alcohol, we talked about that.
What was that? Jerry
Down.
Falwell, right?
Yep.
Miracle Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy,
Jimmy.
he got busted
With his pants
down.
Little Jimmy Sinner.
And
what
then
he
when
called
he introduces it on
Jimmy.
stage,
Who the fuck was that?
I don't know. I know, I fucking Jimmy somebody.
He's dead now.
Yeah. But it was funny when on Live and Loud, he's like, all these people think you listen to the likes of Ozzy Osbourne, you're sure as fuck going to go to hell. The God I don't believe in, but you want cash, whatever he mumbles.
Swagger.
Jimmy Swagger.
Jimmy
yeah.
Swagger.
Yeah.
I just know him as Little Jimmy Sinner because that's what Ozzy dubbed him.
Yep. That was the brilliance of Ozzy, though. It's like nothing's taboo, man.
Oh, you're a man of the Lord, are you? How come you're fucking that prostitute?
Yeah, and then of course Live and Loud, which it was got to be one of the best live albums ever. And he was I think to me that was he was sober, he was clean for the first time in a very long time
for sure.
Right, he hit his stride. That's what propelled him to he reinvented himself again, like we talked about. And I mean, just the songs, the intro, which is badass. Then you have Paranoid. This is how it started. Paranoid. I Don't Want to Change the World, Desire, Mr. Crowley, I Don't Know, Road to Nowhere, another fantastic song. Why Road to Nowhere is not in Rolling Stone's top 20 is beyond me.
That should have been there over Patient Number 9.
That's an autobiography.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Flying High Again, Zakk Wylde solo, Suicide Solution, Goodbye to Romance, Shot in the Dark, No More Tears, Miracle Man, Randy Castillo's drum solo. We've talked about Randy before on the show. Amazing human and drummer.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Right. Then War Pigs, because he brings Sabbath back on stage. That wasn't that yet. He waited till Black Sabbath and changes. So War Pigs, and then Bark at the Moon, Mama, I'm Coming Home, Crazy Train, and then he brings Black Sabbath on stage and does Black Sabbath and changes. And that's the first time I heard Changes, and I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Me too.
Now, also Live and Loud is when he brought Jack, his son at the time, on stage. Put him on his shoulders and brought him out, and that to me. All the fucking nonsense that people said about Ozzy being Satanist and evil and dark and blah, blah, blah. Right. When he comes out on stage with this kid on his shoulders, it's just like, everybody just shut up. Just don't.
Just the fact that they did a show together for that long, you could tell that the love was genuine. And then Jack and Ozzy went on to do Ozzy and Jack's Detour where they
Road
went.
Trip.
That was great.
Yep.
Road Trip.
Great show.
And then him and Kelly did something together too, if I remember right. I know they recorded a song together.
Yeah, yeah. And then
so they were always together. How bad a dad could he have been if his kids wanted to be around him all the time?
Right, right. Exactly.
People are stupid.
They are. Ozzy live in 2012. I think it's just a compilation of live songs, which is I don't know. Crazy Train, Believer, Mr. Crowley, Flying High Again, Revelation, Steal Away the Night, Suicide. Steal Away the Night, another fucking good song, man.
That's Tommy Aldridge on drums too, and that's a great drum song.
It's a great song. Undercover. Now I have this one because I was intrigued by it because all it is cover songs. You ever heard that one? 2005. Undercover. It's just.
I tried to listen to it.
It's hard, I know.
And I must have picked the wrong couple songs to listen to because I wasn't real crazy about Ozzy's version of whatever I was listening to. Do you have the track listing there?
I do. Rocky Mountain Way. It doesn't work.
That might have been the first one. I wasn't a big fan of that.
No, it didn't work in my life. Mississippi Queen.
That
Go
didn't
Now,
work for me either.
Woman. 21st Century something.
That's the Doors.
Right.
Isn't it?
I don't know because it's cut off. It's not 21st Century Fox. The lyrics cut off. 21st Century Schizoid Man.
Schizoid Man.
Sunshine of Your Love, For What It's Worth.
How could that work? How can Ozzy do Sunshine of Your Love?
He can't. Mississippi Queen, All the Young Dudes, Fire, Dinner with Ozzy and Sharon, Go Now, For What It's Worth, Working Class Hero, and It's My Life. It didn't work. I mean,
I think those are some of his favorite songs that he should not
That's
have
what
tried to.
Exactly.
Is that what you get out of that?
That's totally what I get out of it. Totally what I get out of it. And he wouldn't touch the Beatles because the Beatles were his, like, you don't fuck with the Beatles.
I love Ozzy, but
yeah,
I tried to listen. Now that you mention it, I tried to listen to Mississippi Queen, and what was the first one?
Oh, I've long since passed.
Anyway,
yeah.
I tried to listen to the first two, and I was like, no, that ain't gonna work.
No, and I tried. I wanted to like it because I was like, oh, this would be a cool take, you know. And then the rest of the stuff is all these different little live junkets and little, you know.
Oh, it was the Joe Walsh one, Rocky Mountain Way.
Yeah,
how can you hear that other than Joe Walsh?
You can't. You just can't, man.
He owns that song.
Totally. And then the Essential Ozzy, this is the one I play more than anything because it truly has everything you could ever want.
I agree. That's the one I gravitate towards too.
Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, I Don't Know. Suicide Solution, Goodbye to Romance, Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, Diver Madman, Paranoid. That's just the first 9 tracks. Bark at the Moon, You're No Different Than Me, Rock and Roll Rebel, Crazy. Another great song, Rock and Roll Rebel, and You're No Different Than Me. Both of those should have been in the top 20, right?
Both Jake E. Lee, too.
Crazy Babies.
Point for my Jake.
Crazy Babies, Miracle Man, Fire in the Sky. Ironically enough, I was introduced to Fire in the Sky off this compilation album because I don't recall ever hearing it prior to, but obviously I did at some point in time because I had that record too.
That was on No Rest for the Wicked, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, I listened to every track on that one. Zach blew me away when I heard him the first time. That riff for Miracle Man is outstanding.
Yeah. Breaking All the Rules, Mama, I'm Coming Home, Desire, No More Tears, Time After Time, Road to Nowhere, I Don't Want to Change the World, Perry Mason, I Just Want You, Thunder Underground, See You on the Other Side. Great song, has such relevance right now. One of my posts today was the end of that.
Outstanding.
When I posted about him, I had that song as the music behind it because that's just, you know.
Every time I hear that song, I think about everybody that is not with me anymore that ever taught me anything, you know. Yeah, that's what I think about when I hear it. It's just like, hopefully we do.
Yeah,
nobody
gets me through Dreamer and No Easy Way. That's the Essential Ozzy Osbourne. Great. If you want, if you don't have any like real collection of Ozzy, that's a great collection just to get because you have pretty much everything.
Yeah, if you like the ones that everybody else likes, that's a great album for sure. Like Chris and I we're into the deep cuts, and you know, we don't think that there is a lot of filler on Ozzy albums, but I agree with you. If you're just somebody who's a fringe Ozzy fan, that Essential album is definitely the best. And it's the one I gravitate towards the most too, because there's just such a variety on there of his history, from Randy Rhoads to Zakk Wylde to Jake E. Lee. You hear everything from the early 80s to the 90s to present day. It is a great album.
Yep. So the other thing that he's known for, right? You had Lollapalooza, right? And then you had Ozfest.
Yep.
So Lollapalooza was all the grunge.
I saw him twice at Ozfest.
Yeah. And then you had Ozfest, and that started in the '90s.
Scott and I went once.
All right,
and I saw Ozzy with him one time.
That's cool, and that was Sharon's doing because he wasn't drawing like he was. So she's like, let's do this. Let's figure out how to get people in the seats, and
it was such a cool concept, dude, because you had the big stage where you had like Rob Zombie at the time and Slipknot and
System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine,
all the big bands of the time. But then about 200, 300 yards away, you would have a side stage where you would see bands like, and I'm going to get this wrong, but it would be more like the Goo Goo Dolls were coming up at the time, and bands of that stature before they became big. It was just like a medium-sized venue where maybe a couple thousand people would see this side stage. It was really cool. You got to see like 20 bands for 8 hours or something. Yeah, the show was all day. It started at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it didn't end till midnight. So you were there for like 9 or 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean that kind of set up the way to do festivals too for the years.
And for the people that don't know, Sharon was Ozzy's manager, who was his wife, and she has been touted as being one of the shrewdest business women out there as far as knowing how the business works. Her dad was the president of the label that Black Sabbath was signed to at the time. Right. So she understood how the business worked from a very young age, and obviously was very good at what she did because she kept Ozzy financially solvent for his entire life.
Right. And now, he's going to be one of those artists that lives on infamy because
his catalog is legendary.
Right. And he's in the, I forget what it is, but
he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, right? Black Sabbath and himself.
Right. But remember the Ozzy and the Jack and Ozzy's detour where they went to the underground archives?
Yes.
Crazy Train's in there. The original recording of Crazy Train because they played it. I mean that.
How cool is that?
Right? For somebody who grew up dirt poor in a fucking dark
and that the whole world said was trying to introduce devil worship to the planet.
Right? And how's he close every show? Thank you. I love you. God bless you all. Yep. Good night.
Every night.
Like just
I love you all. God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a thing backstage at the at his final concert that Youngblood, that kid coming up from the UK, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him on the show, but he's not responding to me.
Hey, come on, man. We're in 21 countries.
Right. Ozzy gave him one of his crosses, and so Youngblood had one made and was giving it to Ozzy. So that was a cool little moment behind the scenes with him and Sharon and Youngblood. Now, the reason I bring that up, there's other stuff going around where it's got to be AI generated shit where he's like he can't talk and move, and how they stripped the music away from the vocals, and it's like the real Ozzy at that concert was somebody who was coherent and aware, and he was having a conversation with Youngblood. Sharon was next to him. He was sitting down, obviously, because the accident when he broke his back on the ATV accident in his England estate.
I remember that.
Right.
Yep.
That's what they kind of point toward that caused the problem, because then he got back surgery. Back surgery for someone like Ozzy, who spent an entire lifetime and then some destroying his body. Right, let's be honest. The dude inhaled, smoked, and drank.
Question.
And I mean,
he's not going to deny that.
No, absolutely not. He'd be like, "Fuck yeah, rock and roll.
Let's do some more."
Right, but that's the thing. So that like any tragic bone break when you're old. Let's say Ozzy's old. He was 76, so this was 73-ish when it happened, maybe 70-ish when it happened. You break your back, and then you have to go get surgery on your back.
Right.
That just opens a whole can of whoop-ass.
No question.
And so in 19, he said that when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, that kind of changed everything with him, because you have the back issue, then you have Parkinson's disease, and so I mean, where are you going to go? You know what I mean? I honestly didn't expect him to be around very much longer, but today was just like, wow, really?
It was way quicker than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
I wish I had saved it, man. Sammy Hagar's statement was the best. He said, for someone who knew that he was that close to death, and I'm paraphrasing,
Yeah.
to have played that show however many days ago it was a true testament to how loyal and appreciative he was of the fans that gave him the life that he had for all those years. He basically said the way that Ozzy went out will never be done again. Ever.
No.
Nobody has that kind of class.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I really do. Because the one thing that you just said that people don't know if they've never been to an Ozzy concert is he literally said exactly what Chris just said every night, thousands and thousands of times. And he meant it.
Yeah.
When you heard him say, I love you all,
Right.
you really knew somehow that he really did appreciate the fact that you were there on a level that you never heard from any other artist. I did. I saw him 5 times.
Yeah.
And at the end of every show, when he did what you said, I felt it in my heart.
Yeah.
You could feel it coming out of his voice. I love you all.
So this
It wasn't
is
a
what,
fake.
no, not at all. So this is what Sammy said. I can't say enough about how impressed, inspired, and touched I am about the Back to the Beginning event, especially Ozzy, Bill, Tony, and Geezer. They just did it. They fucking crushed it. And let's not forget about the musicians that showed up and gave it up for the right reasons. And by the way, if you didn't know this, it raised $150 million.
190, wasn't it?
Oh, 190. Okay, my bad. $190 million for Birmingham Hospital.
Children's Hospital, right?
Right. It's the single highest grossing charitable concert in the history of the world. And that
That's
money,
so cool.
right? And that money will have such a dramatic impact on
For
the hospital.
years and years and years to come.
He continues to say, as for me being asked to be a part of this event, it meant the world.
What a
and
horrible
actually doing
human
it-
being.
Right. It meant the world, and actually doing it in real time is something I'll never forget. How about the extra love and respect for Sharon and Tom Morello and all the technicians, crew, security, and the fans that made this event not just happen, but made it one of the greatest rock and roll events of all time. Thank you to all, Sammy Hagar.
The fact that Sammy called out Tom Morello tells you how instrumental he was in helping get that thing arranged, because the one thing that people don't realize about music and musicians is we live all over the world, right? But there's people like Chris and I who know other people through the fringes, and Tom Morello knows people through the fringes on a level that we can't even imagine. And what he does is he picks up his cell phone and goes, hey, Slash, what are you doing? It's Tom Morello. Yeah. Hey, we need to meet in England at whatever date because Ozzy's okay. I'll be there. Okay, next guy.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even a question.
James Hetfield, what are you doing? Tom Morello here. Oh, hey, Tom, what are you doing? Hey, you need to meet me in England because Ozzy requests. Okay, I'll be there. That's who Tom Morello was, just so people know. He's got the connections because... Oh, go ahead.
No, fuck, where is it? I jumped online and there's this image that somebody created with AI. I'll put it on our page. I'm going to put it on mine right now. Ozzy, Ron and James Dio, Lemmy, and Randy Rhoads sitting at a table with whiskey and smoking, laughing and smiling.
I hope they are. I really do. I hope Jimmy's there and Janice and yeah. Let's put a band together.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. And it's an AI thing, I'm sure, but it's fucking badass, man.
That's awesome.
I'm going to put it on the Christian Mike show right now.
Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those things, man. If, anybody's belief about the afterlife and things like that, it's everybody's own.
Sure.
And it would be
We don't know.
We don't know. Nobody knows.
Only they know.
You can be a Bible thumping Christian walking.
I don't care. You don't know.
Right. You don't know. You don't know.
Thankfully, here's a pun that I'll throw out there. Thank God you don't know because it means you're still alive, right?
Right.
I'm so happy that I'm sitting here on a Tuesday night talking to my brother, I hope that continues for many years to come, but you just never know. And the last few weeks and actually the last year has really taught me, because I have a good friend who's lost way too many family members. It just shows you, it's like the things that people really hold dear. And I don't have a lot of good examples, and I don't want to degrade anybody anyway, but the way that I look at life is a lot of things that people really hold dear, I could give a shit less about. And the past is the first one, right? And what people think about me is right up there too.
Yep.
You said it best 100 years ago when we started this podcast. I tried to pay my bills with other people's opinions, and that didn't work out too well. So I could give a shit less what people think of me.
Uh-huh. Yep. And
that's
you were
what I mean
just
by not sweating the small stuff.
Yeah, and aside from my group text from my family, you were the second person I said that Ozzy's no longer with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then what was ironic, then Jake, since he messaged, dude, Ozzy's dead. I'm like, I know, dude. He's like, oh, my bad. I'm like, did you see the group text? William Richard Carr just messaged us. Sorry, guys.
I'm reading it now.
I know. I did not make it home in time, but would have been a little crazy this week. I got to pull a double tomorrow and should be normalizing by the end of the week. Now, what you guys' schedule's like, but let me know and we'll make sure I can be there for you. I'm watching you guys right now. Hi, Rick. We just read your text message to the world.
Hey, brother. You made it live on the show through
you
text
did.
message.
So
it's all
Tuesdays
good.
at 3. Yeah, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Right? But I think we're booked. I have to look at the calendar. Fridays is wide open, Rick. So anytime.
Except for August 1st. We can only do one show August 1st.
Right.
Because the second's my birthday and I'm moving into the casino for 3 days.
There you go. Happy birthday, Mike. But anytime on Fridays after 9:30, after 10:30 a.m., because we have the rest of the day free if we want it.
Yes.
You can come on.
Except for August 1st.
Right. Except for August 1st. But if you just shoot me a text, I'll shoot you a text with what I got available and we'll figure it out.
And we're looking forward to doing it, man.
Yeah.
I really want to rehash what he remembers about the old days and move forward.
Yeah. No, I just want to get our music down. I mean, it sucks we can't do it without Scott, but I want to get it down. We learned how to upload to Apple, so we're gonna get what Freeman uploaded to Apple and do it under Scott as a dedication to Scott, just to get that out there.
Yes, we're gonna find somebody to program those drums just like he played them.
Yeah, maybe we should hit Lemoyne.
That's my thought.
That would be cool.
Yeah, he would like a credit.
I think he'd do it. He digs our music. I think he'd do it.
I think he would too.
Yeah.
See, we can make it happen.
We'll give him $100 to produce us. We won't give him $50,000 like he could have did Black Album for. We'll give you $100, Lemoyne.
And we want it done tomorrow.
You get producer credit, man.
Of course he will.
Yeah.
I'd be honored if he'd do it.
Yeah, his stuff's blowing up too.
Oh,
I see every time I turn around, I'm seeing something about
that
his insecurity.
That song is so damn catcy, dude.
Right?
It gets stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm gonna out myself, Lemoyne.
Okay.
I want to hate, and I guarantee he's the same way because he wrote it and he had to hear it a million times. And musicians can talk to each other this way. Mm-hmm. I want to hate that fucking song. I do.
Yeah.
But it's so catchy, it just gets stuck, and that's why I want to hate it, because every time I hear it, it gets stuck in my head, and I can't stop singing it, which is why people love it. So kudos to you, brother. That's a great song.
Yep. So let's get Rick on this jam. Talk about music and shit. And
we're literally the Blues Brothers. We're putting the band back together.
Yes, we are. So we've gone over all of Ozzy's catalog. We've gone over what we think are the best songs. Anything else you want to touch? Here we go. So we'll get out of music. So you remember the my truck rubbing against that idiot's car, right? Up in Munns Park. I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got the police report.
Okay. He has the police report, ladies and gentlemen. He's grabbing it off his office desk here.
The one that's claiming damages.
Yes.
Okay?
Hired a lawyer.
The police report. Vehicle 2, which is mine. I'm sorry. Vehicle 2 was parked at the southeast closest pump to the fueling station when I entered and tried to navigate through a highly congested parking lot. Vehicle 2 rubbed against the bumper of Vehicle 1 fender.
That's the whole report?
That's it. The benefit of what this gave me was the person's name, her criminal record, of which one is for insurance fraud.
Oh, isn't that fantastic?
In 24, April of 2024, she was charged with insurance fraud along with all other laundry list of past disorderly conducts, convictions, things like that. What's even more fun is my daughter being my daughter, because she just has this innate ability to go down the rabbit holes. Found her Facebook page, found her Instagram page. The day of the accident, she actually posted a video of herself. The opening part of the video was a lawyer, basically. Oh, you ever been in an accident? You know, car crash, blah, 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 whatever. You need a lawyer, click here. And then it has the mile marker for Munns Park coming up. And then she pans the manufactured home they were staying at for the weekend at Munns Park and how life was grand. 2 days later, she was at some oceanside resort in San Diego, because then the following day, her son graduated from the United States Marine Corps. Insurance fraud. I took all that documentation and I sent it to the claims adjuster. When I opened up the file, they paid her $1,500. I'm like, for what?
They paid her
$1,509 for that. And I have a guy that I sold a house to. He runs a bike shop in Colorado, or at least he did forever. And I'm talking, you build the motorcycle from the ground up. He's that guy. He looked at the picture that I posted on Facebook, and texted me, carb cleaner, 5 minutes, I'll get that off. Carb cleaner. The extent of the damage of this lady's car would have been resolved within 5 minutes with carburetor cleaner.
Don't even need a body shop.
Don't even need a body shop.
Right.
So how she plucked $1,500 is beyond me.
Well, I told you when I saw the picture, I'm a fucking idiot, and I knew it was an easy fix. Like I said, it sucks if it was you, but there's no dent, there's no damage, there's no break. There's, you know, like you said, that guy who knows what he's talking about said, we'll buff her out with some carb cleaner.
A 2015 Nissan Sentra that has a salvage title. So her claim of, you just run my $9,000 paint job. Lie. And then what's best about this woman, her little bio on Facebook, what's it say? I heart God.
Oh, of course she does.
She also has a video while she's in church, and she's panning in the pews, because she's obviously Catholic. No, nothing wrong with that. But she's panning as people go down the aisle for Mass. So not only is she a God lover,
she's a warrior,
a Catholic, and a father or a mother to a Marine. I respect that part.
Sure.
She's a lying piece of shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Who just, I'm like, really? I don't understand people, man.
I don't either. I told you that's why I stay inside a lot.
Right. And what sucks is it's going to make my insurance go up higher, because she took advantage of the situation. So I'm hoping that my auto insurance, which is AAA, they will go after her for insurance fraud. I have her home address. I have her home address too, so I was thinking about when I'm out showing houses, just doing a drive-by, and if she's out front, take a video.
Well, she obviously didn't learn her fucking lesson, because here she is, less than a year later, trying to do the same bullshit again?
A little over a year, because it was April 24, now it's July 25.
14 months, 15 months. Mm-hmm. Still, you would have thought that if you got away with it once,
right,
you wouldn't, she was close to not getting away with it the first time, so... She's obviously stupid.
Imagine how many packages of blueberry pie Oreos you could buy with $1,500.
Are those delicious?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah?
Oh my God.
I gotta get some. I forgot about them.
It tastes like blueberry pie, Mike.
Oh, I want one.
Even Nikki was like,
I'll buy some for my upcoming trip. Oh, she liked them too?
Oh, she was like, holy shit. They went over so well. My broker, Nick, bought them for a class we had last week, so we could all enjoy the Oreo cookies. I'm going to read some of her stuff. This will be fun. This is the real relevant show you have. Okay, I'm not going to. I also have her social security number, her home address, and her birthday, which made it so easy.
Let's leave that off the show.
I will.
Please.
She does have a placard, a handicap placard card.
Of course she does.
Salvage title, so it's not even a brand new car.
Real quick, let me tell you about this guy that had a handicap placard title in a lifted truck the other day. That was special. Not kidding. You can't make this shit up, dude.
I remember I didn't print that out. Skylar sent me that in a screenshot. See if I can find it real quick.
That's fucking crazy, man.
But what's crazy about it is just how she tries to pretend.
Well, that's what those people do, because they don't want to work.
I know. It's just...
that's what it is. She's playing the system, right?
Yeah, I told Nikki and Sky, I'm like, she's a female version of Frank Gallagher from Shameless.
Yeah, there you go. At least he was a lovable, funny character, though.
Right? What the hell did I do with this stuff, man? I don't remember where I put it. I'll save it for next time. It'll be a nice little thing next time. We'll read her criminal activity.
You find your way into some unique situations. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and it's just, the guy was supposed to come do the sidewalk. This is another unique situation with me. Remember the contractor Fidel that just,
Yep.
So a couple weeks ago, I was like, dude, little man tripped, fell off the sidewalk and into the dirt part. I'm like, dude, I called him up. You just need to at least come do my concrete, man. I already paid you for it. At least just come do the concrete. Be a human. Come do the concrete. Then we'll work out a payment plan for the rest of the money you owe me. So he's all on board, right? Texting Monday, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't get there. It was too late in the day. So Friday comes. He's like, he starts texting me in the morning. I got this, this, and this. We're going to take care of it. I'm like, all right, cool. 5 o'clock, he's still not here. Hasn't responded to text. Hasn't responded to phone calls. I even sent a video that I'm going to drop that just calls him out again. Nothing. And really, it's I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
It's hard to get people to want to work anymore, man.
Well, it's hard to get people to work when they steal your money and then make all these stories about it.
That's that guy's MO. I mean, you're not the first person he fucking did that to. That's for sure.
No. And he's not going to be able to get a contractor's license ever again.
No.
So you think he would at least want to, try to make up for it, but no, absolutely not.
Can't fix stupid, as Ron White says.
You cannot fix stupid. So there you go. Long live Ozzy Osbourne. He'll be forever remembered because airwaves. And Sirius XM has their channel is nothing but tribute to Ozzy, which was cool until they started stopping the music and having people calling them with stories, which I get. But I listen to Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, he's on almost every playlist I have, because he's just...
Because he's Ozzy.
Right. So it's not a sad day because we all knew it was coming. And I don't get why people are like, oh, this one's hard. Well, I get it's hard, but unless you know the person, unless he's with you every single walking part of your life, it's got to be hard for Jack.
Yeah.
And Sharon.
Of course.
I'm sure, and Kelly.
It's his family.
And all the grandkids and the
and
dogs.
the people that played in his band and worked on his road crew. Yeah.
Right. Those people, yes, it's a hard day.
He was the boss. That's what Zach called him.
Yeah. You and I, we didn't know the man. We love his music. We love his
He's
journey.
one of the reasons I played music, for sure.
Right. He's one of the influences.
I never met him.
Right.
I'm not crying.
No. Not to say that we're not, we're bummed because it's Ozzy. Because the world now just got a little quieter.
Yeah. There's one less person to give the middle finger to the people that think that they're living their life the right way. I'm going to say it like that.
Yeah. I'm
that same person. I'm going to call you on your bullshit. Why do you think you're right?
Yep.
You're not right.
No.
You're just living your way the way you see things through your perspective.
Yep.
And that's fine as long as you don't try and push it on me. That was Ozzy.
Agreed.
Right? That's how he lived his life. You can do whatever you want, but you're not going to push your bullshit on me. Because that's what it is. It's bullshit. It's just an ideology that you carry around. We're all doing the same thing.
Yep. All right, this is how we're going to wrap today up. After the standard, hey, if you're feeling bad, somebody miss you. Somebody's going to miss you. Somebody's going to love you. Don't leave a hole in somebody's heart because you took the coward's way out. Go to sleep, take a breath, meditate, journal. Journaling works wonders if you're depressed. So write your thoughts down. Talk to somebody. Tomorrow will be a better day. We promise you that. Okay.
And you'll go back and look at those later and have a different perspective on. You'll understand. I agree with you because I wrote a lot of stuff down during that time.
Oh yeah. See, and I journaled for years. So we're gonna leave you with this: voices, 1,000 voices, whispering the time has passed for choices. Golden days are passing over. Yeah. I can't seem to see you, baby, although my eyes are open wide, but I know I'll see you once more. When I see you, I'll see you on the other side. With that, boys and girls, Ozzy Osbourne, you'll be missed. And by quiet, I meant you won't have his little media drops and his little quirks in the world anymore. His music will live on forever and ever.
Oh yeah.
But it is a sad day for the heavy metal world, and the rock gods have called him home. So nothing but love and peace for the Osbourne family. And thank you for everything you did for the world of music, Ozzy. You're appreciated and loved.
Just for the world in general, for sure.
Yeah, just in general, man. My brother, I love you.
Love you too, man.
William Richard Carr III, thanks for chiming in, man.
We will talk to you soon.
Peace.
Peace, brother.
Come on.